guys, meet again with Qinima Sports. Islam Makhachev is increasingly known after he managed to become a ruler in the light class by defeating Charles Oliveira. The UFC 280 event is not just an ordinary fight for Islam, because in addition to getting the championship belt, Islam's pound-for-pound ranking has also gone up. Unmitigated, in the UFC ranking list, Islam is ranked third in the list of men's pound-for-pound. It was extraordinary, because in addition to defeating Charles Oliveira, he also defeated the ranking of Kamaru Usman, who was in 4th place. While the second place is Israel Adesanya and Alexander Volkanovski being the first. This victory also added to his long list of winning streaks.
He's got the honor. Pakistan native Islam Makhachev. 5 lightweights in the world.
While in the lightweight class, the names of Dustin Poirier, Gaethje, Beneil, Dariush and Michael Chandler in the top 5 list. Of course, the UFC will not play around again to find who will be the next opponent of Islam Makhachev.
I told you guys, Islam Makhachev is the best fighter, not in lightweight. He's a pound-for-pound #1 fighter in right now.
Rumors of his rising pound-for-pound champion, Alexander Volkanovski, who has dominated at featherweight, are certainly closely related to Islam Makhachev.
Now is our plan. Fly all the way to Australia and fight in pound-for-pound king backyard.
Is there anything you want to say to the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, Alex? Hey, calm down, stay away. Hey, you will not get too close. Alexander.
At the end of the UFC 280 event, Makhachev and Volkanovski met in the octagon, and the two agreed to fight for the lightweight belt.
Went right out and said, I want to fight you next.
This is how boys be, how boys will be, and
Of course it also determines the status. Who is the king above the king who occupies the throne of the pound-for-pound in the UFC? If that is the case, chances are they will meet at UFC 284, which will be held in February. But that's just a rumor, a decision hasn't been decided yet. In the interview, Makhachev revealed that Alexander Volkanovski is not necessarily an opponent in the next title defense duel. Makhachev also said the possible opponent he faced was the winner between Michael Chandler versus Dustin Poirier. The UFC is of course very careful about bringing Volkanovski to Makhachev, but even if Chandler or Poirier are true lightweight fighters, they certainly don't have a problem with weight. The duel between Michael Chandler versus Dustin Poirier will take place on November 12th at UFC 281, accompanying the duel Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. While the UFC lightweight class is currently in a state of heat because it has a changing champion, the potential challengers to Islam Makhachev are not only Alexander Volkanovski, Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler. It turns out that there is also the name of Beneil Dariush, who should appear as a challenger for the championship title in the lightweight class. Beneil Dariush is currently 4th in the UFC lightweight division behind Dustin Poirier, and ahead of Michael Chandler. Well guys, those are the candidates that Islam Makhachev will face next. Can Islam Makhachev defend his belt and rank first pound for pound in the UFC? Can Islam Makhachev set a sweet record when he leaves the UFC? Don't forget to leave your comments below and like the video. Thanks for watching and see you in another video.